What is up, guys? Rockstar Gaming Fan 95 here, back with another video. Today's going to be my Entertainment Collection 2016 Blu Rays Part 5. So here we go. Up first we have Run All Night, great film from 2015 with Liam Neeson, Joel Kinnaman, Common and Ed Harris. Up next we have Daredevil, great superhero movie from 2003 with Ben Affleck, Colin Farrell, sorry, Michael Clark Duncan and Jennifer Garner. Really good film. Next up we have Patrick Swayze and Keanu Reeves in Point Break. Classic from 1991. Never seen the remake. I didn't fancy the remake. Next up is Step Brothers, a really good comedy with Will Ferrell and John C. Reilly. A really good film. Mary Steenburgen is in this, who also appeared in another movie which I got. Up next we have Lawless with Tom Hardy, Shia LaBeouf, Gary Oldman, Maya Wasikowska, Jessica Chastain, Jason Clarke and Guy Pearce. A really good movie about mafia gangs. Up next we have Locke, a very good film from 2013. Directed by Stephen Knight with Tom Hardy. A really good film. Up next we have Warrior, a great movie with Tom Hardy and Joel Edgerton from 2011. I really enjoyed this film. Not a big MMA fan, but I really enjoyed Warrior. Next up is Bronson. A really good film with Tom Hardy. Basically plays a Britain's most notorious violent prisoner, and yep, Charles Bronson is still in prison. Next up is San Andreas. Oh my god, what can I say? This film is absolutely brilliant. I fucking love this film. Really enjoyed it, actually. Yeah, great little disaster film from 2015. Next we have Hostage, a really good sort of crime film with Bruce Willis from 2005. Yeah, this is a good film. I haven't seen it in a while. Next up is Harry Brown, a really good film with Michael Caine. Yeah, good film from 2009. Next we have the classic Mary Poppins, 1964. Really good movie, 50th anniversary edition. I really enjoyed this film. Julie Andrews, David Tomlinson, Glynis Johns, Dick Van Dyke, just a classic. Dick Van Dyke has two roles. He plays Bert and the Mr. Dawes Sr. Okay, up next we have Will Ferrell in Elf, along with James Caan, again with Mary Steenburgen, like I mentioned in Step Brothers, because she played the role of Will Ferrell's mother in that film. Really good Christmas movie to watch a Christmas Elf. Next up is Django Unchained. Really good film from 2012. Great film from Quentin Tarantino. Pretty good sort of what's it, a western. Yeah, good film. I haven't seen the original. We wanted to give the original a go, but I just, you know, it's on Sky. I got Sky. Most of the programs I try and record, I record it, but I got another film recording at that same time, so I end up not recording it. don't you hate that when you record something on Sky and then you want to record another one, but it's on at the same time? That's bad. I had to pick between which one, but I go for the one. Well, anyway, next up is Jason Statham in Death Race. Good film. Annie, if you're watching this, got some Jason Statham coming up, love. Anyway, Jason Statham in Death Race. I love this film, my favourite in the series, from 2008. The sequels are not that good, to be honest. I don't even know why I bought them, for God's sake. Yeah, the sequel from 2010. And Inferno from 2012. Yeah, those two I haven't seen for a long time. Next up is Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, of course the original classic, with Gene Wilder as Willy Wonka. May he rest in peace now because he sadly died. Just a classic from 1971. Yeah, good film. Up next we have The Mechanic, also starring Jason Statham and Ben Foster. Yeah, good film. I watched this again earlier this year before the sequel, and I watched it with my brother-in-law, Big Adam. I called him Big Adam because he is big. He got huge muscles. Anyway, very good film. The sequel is awesome. I am definitely going to be getting that one. Mechanic Resurrection. Up next we have Shooter with Mark Wahlberg. Really good film, actually. Not one of his best, but it's got some good action scenes. Yeah, it's an alright film. Up next we have Sucker Punch. Really good film. I watched this again today. I rewatched it today. I thought it was a very good film. Great film by Zack Snyder. Really good film. Next up is the Resident Evil Collection. Really good films. Yeah, not a big Resident Evil fan, but I'm not a fan of the games, but I think I prefer the films. I don't personally have a favourite, to be honest, but I like Mila Jovovich as Alice. She's a very good actress, as she kicks a lot of ass in it. And of course, Retribution from 2012. Looking forward to the sequel. The last one, I believe, is the last one, I think. Oh god. Ah well. Okay, and next we have A Good Day to Die Hard. Really good film with Bruce Willis and Jay Courtney as his young son. Yeah, I really enjoyed this film. Jay Courtney, Sebastian Koch, Rasha Buvik Korza. A really good film. At the end of the movie, you got Mary Elizabeth Winstead's voice. I think she's only in the film once, I believe. I think she's at the start of the film. No, I think she's in it at the end of the film, or either. I think she's at the start of the film as well. So she's in it only twice. Okay, next we have Arnold Schwarzenegger in Commando. One of my favourite action films of all time. This is definitely my favourite, and it's one of my favourite Arnold's films. They kidnap his daughter in that film. He's a retired Marine, and his Colonel Kirby brings Bennett's men to kidnap his daughter and go after John Matrix. Anyway, next we have Schwarzenegger in Terminator. Yeah, good film. 1984 classic from James Cameron and Linda Hamilton. Next up is the sequel, Judgment Day, another from James Cameron, 1991 classic. Again with Robert Patrick and Linda Hamilton. Then Rise of the Machines from 2003. Not great, but at least it's got some good action scenes in it. Claire Danes, of course, and I can't remember his name who played the adult John Connor. Wasn't a fan of this Salvation, and Terminator Genesis I thought was really good. Really good film. I thought this was very good. Long Jay Courtney, who played what's his name, Kyle Reese, believe. Yeah, Kyle Reese plays by Jay Courtney, Emilia Clarke as Sarah, and of course Arnold as one of his best. And he brings back his quote. It's actually a really funny. It turns into like a comedy, more a sci-fi comedy. As I watched it in the cinema with my dad, and we laughed a bit because it was a bit funny when he does a smile, and he smiles like, you know, in the jail. Okay, up next we have Carrie, of course the original classic from 1976 with Sissy Spacek, John Travolta. A really good film. Piper Laurie, just a classic horror film. Wasn't a fan of the remake in 2015. I couldn't get on with it. The original's just a classic. One of my mum's favourite horror films. Next up is The Addams Family. A good film from 1991. I really loved this film. I used to love it when I was a kid, and I still do to this day. Really good action, good moments in that film. Up next we have Hobo with a Shotgun. Really good exploitation film with Rutger Hauer. Really enjoyed this film. It is absolutely gory. A lot of violence in it. Oh god, I can't describe it. But it is absolutely awesome. Next up is Stitches. A really good sort of horror comedy film with Ross Noble, who plays a clown called Stitches. Starts off as a children's entertainer, following up a kid kicks a football into his head and he slips and falls onto a knife. He gets up and the knife's stuck in his head, and he gets the knife out and he tries to kill a boy called Tommy. I think, is it Tommy? I think it's Tommy. I can't remember. Yeah, it's Tommy. He goes up to him and goes, "Ah, you bastard!" And then he slips, and then the knife goes back into him, and he eventually dies. And yeah, really good film. And he comes back, haunting revenge. Yeah, really good film. Actually, I really enjoyed Stitches. Up next, we have Magic in the Moonlight with Eileen Atkins, Colin Firth, Marcia Gay Harden, Hamish Linklater, Simon McBurney, Emma Stone and Jackie Weaver. Yeah, good film from 2014. I really enjoyed that. Next up, we have Inception. Not a great film, but it's got some good moments in it. A lot of the effects are pretty cool. Christopher Nolan film. I'm not a big fan of Christopher Nolan, to be honest. But I have seen, I think, Christian Bale's Batmans. Yeah, I've seen the Batman trilogy by Christopher Nolan. Batman Begins, Dark Knight Rises. Again, Tom Hardy's in this. One of my favourite actors of all time. Definitely one of my all-time favourite actors, and I had to buy it. I always go for Tom Hardy. Anything with Tom Hardy, I would get it. Next up is Run Fat Boy Run. A really good comedy with Simon Pegg, Fanny Newman and Hank Azaria. Really good little comedy about a guy who wants to change his life and become he wants to try and win his fiance's he wants to win his fiance back by beating her fella and beating her new fiance in a marathon, and he does well. He tries to do it because he back in the day he said he used to give up, but he's determined to win. Okay, up next we have the MI collection, Mission Impossible. Really good films, of course. Mission Impossible 1, Mission Impossible 2, MI3, MI Ghost Protocol, MI1. I don't want to make this too long, so let's keep going. Anyway, good films with Tom Cruise. Up next we have Rogue Nation from 2015. I really enjoyed that film. Good film. I'm going to push on, so I don't want it too long. Next up is Wanted, a really good film from 2008. Really good film from, really good film. And I think I'll end it there. So that's part 5 of my entertainment collection. Hope you all enjoy, and I'll see you for part 6.